There we go. Are we up and running? It's like having a cold open, isn't it? What have we got here? Good morning, gang. Hello, hello, hello. You can see what we're doing here. We're almost finished now, this key block for this pair of Patreon prints. They're almost all cleared out. I've got one corner left here. When these are cleared in a few minutes, what I'll do is the next step in making the print will be to print it, transfer it, make the color blocks. But I don't have all the material for that prepared here at my desk this morning. So what we'll do is, this is going to be a carving morning. So I'll finish this off, then I'll just put this block aside. I'll go back to the next block in line here. It's something you saw me working on a few weeks ago, back to the next print party block. And then sometime during the day here, I'll get the material ready for making the color separations for this. So we'll see that in the next stream. So today will be just simply carving, finish clearing this block, and then move on to the next block that's partway finished. So yesterday was fun. I had the sizing stream yesterday. And when I'm doing the sizing, because I'm standing up and looking around, I can read the chat while I'm sizing. It's fun. You can have much more of a interactive approach. Today I'm carving, so of course I've got to focus on this, so I can't really focus too much on the chat. Somebody's asking here, aftershocks from the earthquake. No. That was an aftershock from the big earthquake some years ago, of course. How many colors in this chibi? It's going to be, I'm not sure how many colors, it's going to be 3 pieces of wood carved on both sides, so 6 faces. But because there's 2 prints on each face, what we're going to do for some of the colors, there might be a blue up top, a light blue up top, and a dark blue down the bottom, stuff like this. So I don't know how many colors it'll be just yet, but it'll be 6 faces, 6 printings. For us, when we're making prints, the color count is nowhere near as important as the number of impressions. This is going to be done with 6 impressions, but it might have a whole bunch more colors. So we don't really count in terms of how many colors. Like that little print we used recently in the print party room, that little folktale, the Momotaro print. For us as printers, we wouldn't even care about how many colors. There's actually 8 colors in the finished print. For us, the more important thing is how many impressions. How long does it take to make it? And that's a 4 impression print. Yesterday in the shop, Sunday, was a wild, wild day. Parties all day long. 4 people, 4 people, 3 people, 4 people. Cash, the print sales were crazy. Biggest day so far this year. One of the biggest days we've ever had. Spring is really here now. Today it's a bit lighter. The parties are not all sold out today, so yet. So many fans yesterday. So many fans. It's so much fun. You can see them. They come up the stairs, and we've got those of you who've been here, you know, when you come up the stairs, there's a window at the top of the stairs, which looks into the shop. So it's good. Sometimes Japanese people, before they come in, they want to suss it out. Is it okay to come in? Westerners don't care so much. But if you come up the stairs, and of course they look in the window before they come in, you know. And you can, with many people, you can see it already. They look in the window. If I'm there, they see me there. And I can tell right away by the look on their face whether they're a completely blank new person who's never been in before, or whether they're a YouTube fan. And YouTube fans, they're visible. You can tell from the look on their face when they come up the stairs who they are. Because they can see, when you look through the window, you can see the chair where I do the YouTube videos, and I'm sitting there, and the dog is there, and everything like that. And there's a sort of a recognition They see that's the place, and they start smiling. Then they come in, and what they normally do is say, "Hi, I've been watching your YouTube videos and stuff like this." And what I can do now sometimes is before they even start that, they say hi, and then I say, "YouTube, right?" They're in the, yeah. How did you know? What can I say? You're one of another 1,000 who came in here today. So it's really pleasant for me. It's fun for me to have this feedback for our work. It's so cool. So, questions. What's the status on the mic cable? I haven't bought one yet. The mic is plugged into the camera here, so there should be no static. The mic should be okay. Did I ever go back to the first print I made? No, 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 no. Remember that Steve Jobs thing, don't look back. Forward, forward, forward. The guitar thing yesterday. So I can't sit here and read this. I'm sorry. I got to keep working here. So are there any other documentaries that we could watch together on a stream, Tom? Damn, there is indeed. I know what he's referring to here is the Hasui video that I played on the stream here a few months back. I've got more. I've got lots of other stuff. Not lots, but I've got some other stuff that we could do the same way. It's just a question of sort of scheduling it, finding out. What I should do actually. Now and then there's a day when I sort of don't really have streamable work. The work I have to do is something that involves me running around and doing different things and going to the copy shop and coming back and stuff like that. Those things are not streamable. So I sort of have been skipping the stream that day. But what I should do is, next time when I've got a day when I really don't have something streamable easily, just grab the next one of those videos that I've got. Maybe what I should do next is I've got a video. It's not a video, it's a clip of an old movie made. French TV came and they went to the Adachi workshop and filmed a bunch of the craftsmen working in the Adachi workshop. This would be about 1957, somewhere in there, 57, 59, I don't remember exactly. And they took a bunch of film there. And I've got the clip of the French TV program. It's all in French, but whatever, it doesn't matter. We don't, we play it without audio, and I can comment. So yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you for reminding me of that. All I've got to do now is think about how and when to do it. Someone's asking about downstairs. I haven't even opened the shutter this weekend. Today is, what is it? It's Monday morning now. I didn't even once open that shutter over the weekend to get down there. It's just impossible. So progress at the moment is very, very slow. I showed you those slides of whatever the toilet's in, blah, 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 blah. There's been nothing done since then, absolutely. We just don't have anybody to do it. I'm crazy busy up here in the shop right now. Aoyama-san is down in the Kansai area visiting his family. His father is ill, so he's visiting his family this week. It's been spring break, so their kids are off school, so it was a chance for them to get out of town. So with me and Aoyama-san both tied up this week, there's been zero construction down there. So it's crazy. We're paying that really, really high rent, for nothing. We had so much wanted to get that done before the spring rush started. The guy downstairs just prevaricated and postponed. The real estate agent said, well, okay, a few more days, another week, a few more days. They just kept going and going and going. I was just yelling at him, desperate, get that guy out of there. But that's the way it went. So I don't know, people have been asking me, every day people ask, when's it going to be ready? And I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't. What we should have done was we should never have told anybody about it. We should have just done it quietly, guerrilla style. And then just said, oh, by the way, tomorrow we're moving. That would have been fun. too bad about the distance, eh? I mean, we're here in Tokyo with most of the sort of viewers, Twitch viewers, YouTube fans and stuff, but of course, in another country, we don't have so much social media action here within Japan. So if we were in a more accessible place, somewhere overseas, then we could, twitch up like a barn raising, get a bunch of you guys would come over to help with some of these things. Put a floor in. Let's do a floor next weekend, and 6 guys would come over. And that's just not possible because of where we are. You can't do that sort of thing in Japan. We've got a few Japanese fans, but none of them would know how to hold a hammer. On the screen, I think I am good. At what point do we break down and hire someone to help with the construction? We've got the resources. We could hire someone now if we could identify a person to help. The problem is there's no in between. You hire a company, a construction company to do your work, which is hundreds of thousands of dollars. They do the whole thing. Or you do it yourself. There's no in between. There's no casual day labor who are skilled who can do these sort of things. There's nothing. There's nobody we can hire to do this. I mean, in any given town in Canada or America, there's guys who, you want someone to help with the plumbing. You hire a guy to come and help do your plumbing for you. There's all kinds of small workshops and independent people and people who have skills at this kind of stuff. Here, typical Japanese people, they don't have any kind of skills in this field because it's only done by professionals. With no DIY culture as a grounding, there's no knowledge among general people of how to build stuff, make stuff. And you saw that a month ago or so when we showed you the photographs, when we were ripping out the old toilet. Our employee, Kawai-san, I gave him a crowbar, rip out those old walls, and he didn't know what to do. He'd never done this before. He'd never taken down a wall or used a hammer, used a crowbar. So it's not that we're too cheap to hire somebody else. We've got those resources right now. It's that there's just no path to do that here in Japan, here in Tokyo. We thought we had it worked out, our friend from England came over, but maybe at this point I should try that again. I don't know, canvass our overseas friends and pay somebody's airfare to come over here and work for us for a couple of weeks. I don't really know. How would I identify the person who could do that? I didn't make it last time. So. Ooh, questions. Another reason, talking about is getting a company to come in and do it. There's another major problem with that, When you get a company in to do construction, something like this, then you need plans, you need the whole set. You need an architect, you need the whole deal. We're doing it sort of as a DIY project on the fly. For example, the roof we're putting in for the party room. We had a sort of a plan for it. When we got partway along with the construction, we found the walls were not able to hold what we had wanted. So our plan morphed into plan B, and now it's on plan C. So this is one of those things where we're sort of making it up as we go along. And that's just not how it works in Japan. You just can't go back to your architect. He's going to start redrawing again and things like this, you know. When you hire a company to build a shop like this, that's what they want. It starts with a master plan, and it's prepared months in advance, and there's no casual construction work here. Almost finished this one now. What is it? 1, 2, 3 little spots here. When these come out, I'll switch to a different block. Keep busy. What else we got here? Comments, comments, comments. Whoa, too much, too much. So strongly against the grain here. Be really careful not to chip this out. Where am I? Here, the grain. How to explain this? You can slice this way. It's okay because the grain is an angle going down. So I can slice this way. But you can't get into the corner because the chisel hits the line. So try to go sideways. Because if I try and go this way, the chisel will sink down. It'll cut straight down into the wood instead of running flat. Messy corner. And then one little last piece of pop it. Okay, let's zoom out a bit, see what we got here. There we have it. And this is the key block now. I think it's finished. The key block for the 2018 Chibi pair. Just to reiterate, for those of you who don't quite know what's going on, the design came to me from John Amos in a Adobe file, Photoshop file. I printed out just the lines, the key lines, on thin paper, pasted the paper onto the block, and cut away everything that wasn't lines. So this is the wood block that's going to print the key lines to the finished pair of prints. The next step that I'll do later this afternoon, or perhaps this evening, is I'll rub ink on this. I'll take a quick test print. I might have to fix some of the lines once I can see the actual impression what I've got. Then when the key block is finally okay, I will then transfer this impression onto 5 more blank blocks. And we might be doing that in the next stream. I'm not sure. We'll see how the scheduling goes. And then it'll be time to carve the color blocks. And once they're done, out it goes for printing. This is the fun part for me, carving the lines, the curves. John has done a really nice job. He's put nice taste on these. You know, for example, look at this, the ladle there. Instead of just straight sides, he's given it a nice swerve on those things. The bamboo wasn't straight, it was just had a nice bend. He's just done a really nice job. Party for later on today, I see. Just a sec here. What's the schedule there? Party for the 2nd of April, 4 o'clock. Yeah, this afternoon's party. So I'm really happy. John's done a really, really nice job. It's from John Amos in Georgia. He did these for us. He's going to do our chibis. Oh, look at that. I forgot one spot. I spoke too soon. Let's get back in there and fix it. Where is it? There it is. Was there somebody posting in the stream about the forgotten spot? That's happened before, you know, when I've been on the verge of making a mistake. People catch it in the camera here, post to the stream. So I won't be surprised when I'm checking the stream later today to find out that somebody caught this. Okay, there we go. Now it's finished, maybe. Okay, now I'm not going to shut the stream down. What I've got is I've got lots of work still on my desk to do. So this block should just go away for a few minutes now. It'll go away till this afternoon, and I'll switch back to what I was doing. Excuse me, Mr. Refrigerator. Switch back to what I was doing before that Patreon job came along. We've got an ongoing project here to prepare the blocks for our next print for the print party room. And you know, again, regular viewers know what this is. You've seen this before. Our next print party image is going to be a simplification of the famous Great Wave print. And when I say simplification, what I mean is 2 things. We can't just shrink the image down. That would make all the lines way too fine and small for beginner printers in our party room. So we asked Kaori-san, our young designer, the girl who did the print party images we were using, we asked her to simplify. So she's done that. She's cut it down, things like this. There's guys in the boat here. In the original print, there was 8 men in the boat. Here we've made it 3. The original one had a wide open sky area, which beginners find difficult to print nearby. We've put calligraphy into the sky. We've simplified and adapted it. It will still very much look like the Great Wave, but it should be printable by beginners in our print party room, we think, anyway. The real Great Wave has 8 impressions. This one's going to have 5. Instead of 3 blue levels on the original, it was light blue, medium blue, and dark blue. We're going to simplify it down to 2 levels, a dark blue and a medium blue. And we're going to have the gradation behind the mountain. And that's going to be the make or break point for the people in the print party room. Anyway, talking too much. I'm going to get back to work here, so let's zoom in. I'm going to pick up right now where I left off just about a week ago before I got interrupted by that work on the Patreon print. Where was I? I was carving somewhere around here. Waves. Can I move the mic closer to me? It's right in front of me, you know. Hold to me, it's right in front of me. I don't know what else I can do here. I can try. Okay, we'll try here. Testing, 1, 2, 3. The mic is now closer, but who knows what extra noise it's going to pick up. The print buddy speaker, whatever. Okay, anyway, back to work. I'll read this stuff later. I can't read it. Ah, I see. Okay, I've got the wrong mic turned on. Here we go. I'm turning on the video mic and turning off. Yeah. It's left over from yesterday's settings when I was doing the sizing. I'm sorry. When we did the sizing stream yesterday, I took the laptop into the sizing room and I used the microphone on the laptop, not the camera mic. And I forgot to reset it. So all of this stream so far today has been picking up audio from the MacBook, which I haven't even been looking at. I've now put it back. Okay, thanks guys. What can I say, you know? I need better feedback, you know. Yeah, that's why the print party was so loud. I'm sorry. Okay, whatever. A professional broadcaster I'm not, but there we go. I need a checklist like a pilot, you know. Before the pilot actually starts things, he check 1, check 2, check 3. I really should do that. Okay, there we are. Good. Thanks, guys. Okay. Anyway, back to work here. Too much to remember, you know, just too much stuff to keep track of, you know. Where was it? Was it a week ago I was doing this? I can't remember. I don't remember which way the wood grain goes on this thing, so which way should I cut here? Seems that's okay. Oh, wrong way. There's places where you can cut both ways, and there's places where it just won't go. You try cutting the wrong way, like I did just then, and the chisel just sinks right straight into the wood, you know. If you can see the difference, this work now, it's so much, what's the word, messier. That last block we had, John gave me smooth, clean lines. This is just now a frantic scraggle of jagged waves. This is Hokusai, you know. And the whole thing is a totally different mood and feeling, you know. That last block was just so pleasant to carve, you know, peaceful, smooth lines, open spaces in between them, everything sort of quiet and logical and smooth. And this one is just a frantic mess. And that's the result of the finished print is going to reflect that. They're all different. They're all different, you know. Even at the carving level, you're not just carving random shapes, you know. The whole mood and feeling of the carving work changes depending on what kind of work it is. When you carve a Hokusai, I'm not, you know, we don't become Hokusai, but when you're carving a Hokusai, it's more of a frenetic, frantic energy and a bit more chaotic. And John is obviously a smooth, quiet, controlled character. I mean, when you meet the guy, you can see exactly the kind of print that he would be making, you know. People's character just comes out, of course, in their work, you know. And even down at the level of 1 millimeter here, John's character was in his block and Hokusai's character is in his block, you know. Of course. This guy's work is fun to do, but I sure wouldn't want to be a permanent Hokusai carver. It's just too, I don't know, I can't say stressful, that's the wrong word to use, but it's just not peaceful enough for me. You know, I'm a quiet guy like John is, you know, and carving his work suits my character much, much more. If I were doing my own work, if I had stayed with my own designs and stuff, you know, maybe that's the kind of thing I'd like to be doing, I guess, I don't know. You can tap a bit of this out, I think, save a bit of time here. Bit too big. What's this? 8:50. Oh, I know. It's probably Cameron coming in. Haven't seen him for a while. His mother is visiting from America, I guess. So he's been off for a few days. Look at this. Sashibari. Give me a minute to get your name again. It'll come to me. Just a sec. So. Maybe the stream will remember it for me. How's your mom?
Great. Yeah.
She got over on the flight okay? Come by herself, did she?
Yeah. Yep.
Abandoned everybody else?
Yep. Come see us because we've abandoned all of them. Been in Japan a long time. So.
How long is she here for?
Just about a week. So,
are you guys going to take her around different places in Japan, or is she just going to hang out with you and the kid?
Yeah, basically just hang out around here.
She wants to see your house and your community and stuff. And,
yeah.
Did you get her to church yesterday?
Yep. It was nice. She likes to meet all the nice people in the area that we know, at least. It's nice to have a little community.
But a week, she's just going to get jet lag finished and it'll be time to go home.
Yep. That's what she's afraid of. But oh well. How are things going here? Did you already finish the other?
Yeah, I finished
just
1 minute ago. Just 1 minute ago.
Wow.
10 minutes ago. I just finally finished covering all the lines of these, and I don't have the preparation on my desk here to do the color separation. So we'll save that for another stream. Yeah, let's just pull out the wave to finish off the time. So
cool. Okay.
People are saying hi, Cameron. Yeah, sure. Grab it in. So.
How was it busy the last few days? Is it a stupid question?
Yeah, that's a stupid question.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday was the busiest day of the year so far in terms of the sales and the number of people and the party attendees and whatever. And it was all of us at the end of the day, we just collapsed on the floor. Bang. So. And today the parties are there's 4 parties, but they're not all full 4 and 4 and 4 and 4. And actually a reservation just came in, so I don't quite know where we're at, but it's busy. And yesterday it was the first. So I did, last night I did all the billing.
Thank you.
I did all the billing.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, whatever. The calendar just worked out that way.
There were not too many exceptions, I think, on the list.
What I did, we'll go through it together.
Okay.
I know anything, of course I checked carefully for exceptions. Yeah. Everything that I wasn't sure what to do, I just put it aside. Okay. I didn't run it because I don't know what you've done.
Yeah.
And a few places there were a number of people, 5 or 6 or 7 people, who the wrong print was selected for what they should get. In other words, they'd been stepped ahead already. The whole group should step ahead, but 2 or 3 of them, the recent people at the very bottom, had already been stepped ahead. So whatever. So anyway, I put a question mark on it. So we'll go through it together. So, cool. And one thing maybe I forgot to mention to you earlier, I know. Yeah. In every customer, there's a comment space. We're talking about subscribers database, right? And what I've been doing, anytime there's somebody who they paid in advance and something's going to happen, exceptions, I've been putting in memos in that space.
Got it.
So I came in last night, I kept looking in there, oops, now what's going on? Because Cameron he's keeping his memos in a different file or something like this.
In the same spot, so it's consolidated. Okay,
so sorry about that. But anything I wasn't sure about, I left rather than double up.
Okay. Thanks.
And there was a number of people, should they be billed on the 15th or the 1st? Yeah. Like people who are doing 2 sets. They started on the 1st and then did another series starting on the 15th. And the system doesn't know how to do that. So that way I wasn't sure what to do either. So anyway, we'll go through it together this morning. So.
Sounds good.
So don't worry, I didn't screw things up. I was very careful about looking for the exceptions. And during the night, of course, the payments have been pouring in. So.
Okay, let's see. Have I seen the new bot response, or am I just late on it? The Cameron one. Yeah, that one's a lot better. Have you seen it yet?
What is it? I don't.
It says, here's Cameron. Then Cameron answers your emails and generally helps out around Mokuhankan. We'd all be lost without him. I don't know about that. That might be stretching it, but I'm glad that you answer some emails. That'll help you out. Thanks.
Whatever, just so people know, Cameron these days does all the order processing. Absolutely everything. I no longer even see the orders coming in. This is sort of by order. Yeah. So Cameron, if you're ordering a print or if you have a subscription or if you have any dealings with us, it's all at the moment now going through Cameron's desk.
Yeah. If you get the wrong one, let me know.
I was going to ask you about that because there seem to be quite a lot of those recently.
Yeah. So, let's see. What else is going on?
It seems like quite a full stream. There's lots of conversations, and I haven't caught much of it. I'm sorry. So. Yesterday was a fun stream.
Yeah, what did you do?
Well, I was sizing upstairs, and when I'm sizing, the camera, the laptop is between the dipping and the brushing. So every time I do a stroke, my eyes can come back to the chat window and see what's going on.
Got it.
So it's much more interactive for me. I can see, like in real time, when a question pops up, within seconds I see it.
Yeah.
So I'm part of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's much more fun with the conversation. So one like this when I'm carving, I can only just take a quick glimpse every 5 minutes or so. So it was much more fun.
Maybe we've already talked about this, but how do you sharpen the curved chisels?
Oh, is this Mr. Carlisle asking again? I keep postponing it, man. Heritage Printmakers? I don't know what his Twitch channel is.
I just lost my spot.
Yeah. The question came up the other day, and I didn't have the tool at hand or something, so I said, just ask me again later when I've got it. Should we do that then?
It was a Kanji Cat one.
Oh yeah. She'll be here soon. This is you're not supposed to say names on the internet.
Someone visiting soon.
It's a regular supporter and a lady who's making prints by herself and is also a regular supporter of our work, and she's coming, I think, in May. She said so.
Excellent.
So she'll be here then. So should I maybe just do a sharpening now? I don't know.
Sure. Does it need it?
Well, I've got them here. I can do one. It doesn't matter. So let's do that then.
Cool.
Nothing magical about it. I have to zoom out just a sec.
Oh, she says, yes, I'll be there in May. So Kanji Cat's still here. And, Such Dresscar asks where I'm from. I'm from about an hour outside of Chicago, actually, so way up northwest Indiana. But
okay, the question was about the bullnose chisels. Yeah. These are the chisels. We're kind of big ones. You can see it. They're flat on the back side. They have a bevel, and the bevel is slightly rounded in two directions. I know some cutting knives have a flat bevel, like a standard carpenter's chisel. This bevel is. It's going to focus. Whatever. It's beveled this way very slightly, and the tip is rounded very slightly. So it's sort of a double bevel. Maybe you can see it by the way the light goes. And when we're pulling out wood, this allows us to rock it a little left, rock it a little to the right. We scoop a little bit this way. So it's not a flat. The bevel is not flat in two dimensions. So when you're doing the main carving knife, the bevel is flat. Your main challenge is to hold it flat on the stone as you're moving. If you rock and rock and rock and rock, you get a curved bevel, and it's difficult to use the knife.
And it changes the type of knife it is.
So this one is the other way around. If we don't want to move flat, we want to rock, rock, rock. So to me, that makes it easier, actually, because rocking is sort of the way, because of the way our bones and ligaments are tied together. We're not like a robot that has a straight movement. We don't have any straight movement in our bodies. So it's no big deal. What I'm going to do is, again, I'm just simply going to, as I move side by side by side by side, I'm looking for my elbow. So I'm actually moving I'm sweeping in a curve here. I'm not going in a straight line. I'm rocking my body right now. Right. If I do it from my elbow, then my hand goes in a natural curve. And then what I simply do is I simply rotate, tip, 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 tip this way as I'm doing it. And the combination of those two things finish lightly means, and you can now check against the light. You can't see, but I'm looking now against my light, looking for shiny places and scratched places, shiny places and scratched places. Yeah. The shiny places are parts that I haven't done yet, because it's shiny from having been used. And the scratched places are parts that are actually scratched and sharpened. Let's get a bit closer.
Ooh, that sharpening sounds nice.
There's no more ASMR people, are we? So, and then check it. I'm looking against the light to see what's shiny and what's not shiny. And if I've done it well, right at the bottom here, under my finger, there's little burrs developing. There's a tiny burr on the flat side because as I've been sharpening here on the tip, it bends the metal up. I'm not using much pressure here at all. Absolutely not much pressure. This isn't a broken knife like we do. So this is the medium stone. I'd never use the rough stone for these because they don't break. You know? Okay, there we are. It looks like the shape I want, and it's now got a little burr at the back. And now here, there's an interesting trick about this one. To get the burr off the back, this thing has to stay absolutely flat on this thing. Now this one I'm using here, now this is a 2mm wide one, so no problem. If I put my finger on the back and just do it this way, that thing is going to stay flat with no problem. And the wider ones, a 6mm, absolutely it stays flat, completely okay with no sweat. But the thinner you get, you start to get down to 1mm or so, and it wants to rock. There's no way it stays flat on the back of it. So what you do is you grab a wood chip. Do I have one? Let me look under my bench here just a second.
You've been carving on more than you probably do. They've been small.
Find one that might be suitable. Hang on a second. There's some. Here, this looks like it might do. Here's one.
Slightly.
So you grab a wood chip from under your bench, which is a curved chip, and use that on the back of the blade like this, and that acts as like it's outriggers on a canoe, right? You see when it is outriggers, and that helps the thing now stay flat instead of rocking side to side to side to side to side. This is Ito-san. That day, one of those 2 TV days, you know, he shows me this, and I'm like, he didn't explain it first, he just does it, and he looks up to see like, are you getting this? Are you getting this? Like why? And I said, Magarana yoni desu ne. So desu ne. Toka. So he didn't explain it. It's the old way. Yeah. The older guys just do the thing. They don't teach you anything. Yeah. Now he knew the situation. So he knew it was a demonstration. He knew, but in the original, there's no demonstrations. Just the guys are working. Yeah. The older craftsman would never have actually specifically showed, but in his own work, you're doing this, and you've got to watch and pick this up and watch this and pick this up. Now with Ito-san that day, obviously there was TV there. He knew the setup. It was an actual quote demonstration unquote. Yeah. So he didn't, but even during the demonstration, he didn't say, okay, now what I'm going to do is this, and the purpose of this is to keep it flat, blah, 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 blah. He didn't do that. He just did it, but he looks over to me, you know, like, are you getting this? So, are you getting this? So. And there it goes. And now because of the outriggers, it stays flat. And when you've looked at this, you've taken off your burr, and the back of that thing is now flat. And you only need that for the ones that are like 1mm or so. The wider ones don't need that because you're not in any question of rocking back and forth. So that's it. Yeah. That's it. I've done it on the 1,000 stone. So I've got to now I've only done one of these chisels, but it's now scratched because I've done it on the 1,000 stone. So we've got to go back now to the finer stone and polish it.
Someone says, Ito Pro Tips, copyright, all rights reserved. This is to smooth out those
this is the Shiageto, the fine stone. Very light touch, just to get rid of those scratches. And again, this one doesn't need the outriggers because I can keep it flat with my finger. And it doesn't need much at all. Just a touch to get rid of that burr. Well, the whole sharpening thing, for a blade like this, which was not broken, it's literally second, like the whole thing, 30 seconds or so, it's done. So, you know. So what I would normally do is maybe before I start work on some given session, you sit down and think, oh, yeah, yesterday the blade was giving me a bit of trouble. So you sit down and you do all your knives. Yeah. You know, what have I got? I've got, what, 3 or 4 of them. And you do them all in a bunch. So you don't change stones. You pull out the medium stone, do them all on the medium stone, put it away, clean it away, bring out the fine stone, and do them all on the fine stone. You know. So I hope that helps. I don't know.
It's really... Cat one says, this is amazing, just what I need to know. So.
It's just so simple. I don't know what else I can say. I'm sorry, you know. So no magic, nothing.
So Enhan Han observes, sounds like a less than ideal way of bringing up new apprentices in your craft. Not explicitly explaining or demonstrating. No, it's very, very, very important. I think it's a wonderful way to do this. And I'm not being counterintuitive here. All of this thing, not so much the carving, for example, but the printing for sure. The printing work, every day you're doing the printing work, it's ongoing problem solving.
because it's never static and stable. You print 1 copy, you print 2, you print 3, then it turns out you've actually been putting a bit too much paste in, so things start to go wrong. What's going wrong? There's a funny color on the edge. It's because you put too much paste in. But you can't see that from your master. You can't have it explained to you. You've got to be able to solve the problems by yourself as you go along. And if you're not that kind of person, if you can't figure things out for yourself just a little bit, then you're dead. You shouldn't be in the business. Just go away. It's a waste of time. So I'm not being sarcastic. If the young guy coming in here is the type who will sit there and I have to explain everything to him, he can never be a good printer. Because even when he's at his own bench working, no one's explaining to him. You've got to be able to figure out what's going on. So if you're there, you're there. If you can't do that, then just don't bother me. Go away, And it's better to get rid of them at the beginning. So I'm with this. No explaining. It's okay. Just to see it done. That's enough.
Oh, and a new person asks, who's the carver? Good. Someone has already sent a YouTube video. Sorry. But, no, we can't really move the camera without risk of losing the stream for a second. Just wanted to see. It looks like new people coming in, so maybe say hi or something. They want to see who you are, but...
Okay, whatever. When we're finishing, I can come over there. We can do that. No problem. So.
Yeah.
Oh, did they know who you are? Whatever's going on here, that you're a wingman at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
They know I'm not the one.
All right. Okay.
Have I lost weight? I don't know. Or maybe it's just not having a coat on today. So I look less bulky and I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I was in the bath last night. There's a scale there. I check every time. And I'm stable again at my age. I'm holding on my age. Yeah. When I was 63 years old, I weighed 63 kilograms. Now I'm 66 years old and I weigh 66 kilograms. Things are working in tandem. I don't quite know why. And I don't know how long this is going to go on for. So I'm kind of thinking I'd like to sort of hold this right here. Yeah. Both of those numbers.
Yeah.
And one of them I have control over and one of them I don't have control over.
Cameron, now that you are here, can we talk about Ready Player One spoilers? I don't know. I read the book a couple weeks ago, but I haven't seen the movie yet, so if you want to, I don't know.
Was that the new Spielberg movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it about video games? I don't know.
Yeah, it's
that's the extent of my knowledge there. Yeah.
Interesting concept. Dead Steve says, no, you may not. So he's looking forward to seeing it, I guess.
Are you copying now? Then?
Yeah.
Waves, waves, waves. Man, this is going to be my life for the next few days.
Yeah.
Carving waves,
And I was just scrolling up to see if there are any other questions. Have you seen Mark Roberry asked, is this block, do you think, going to cannibalize sales for the bigger wave? But because they can take home their own self-made wave?
I don't think so. I mean, how can you cannibalize sales? We're not making any. We're over 300 now on the list,
Yeah.
So.
Over 300 on the waiting list, currently waiting.
Yeah. So cannibalizing sales has no meaning. I'm sorry. he's our wave printer. At the moment, he's sidetracked from the wave because he's doing the Aki no Miyajima print.
Right.
But he's also not just our printer, he's also working for Adachi.
Yeah.
Which we're not happy about, but whatever, you can't tell guys what to do when they're not your employees, of course. He's trying to keep ties with different publishers, not just us. So.
Yeah.
So we don't have access to him full time. But I got an email from him the other day. The NHK program was broadcast the other day at 1:50 at night.
Yes.
The thing is, at like 2:50 or something, at the end of the program, I got an email. I didn't see it till the morning.
Right.
From Yamamoto-kun. He said, I just watched the program. That was so cool, in Japanese.
Yeah.
What are you doing at 2 o'clock, up at 2 o'clock in the morning? I can't yell because I know what he's doing being up at 2 o'clock in the morning. He's working on my prints.
Yeah. And watching the documentary
This
at the same time.
kid, that's his life. He's doing the daytime work for Adachi. In the evening, he starts mine. And he's still there at like 2 o'clock in the morning doing our prints. So I can't bug him. Come on, let's get going. We got people waiting for the great wave. Let's go, let's go, let's go. This kid is already working at 2 o'clock in the morning, That's what the situation's like here in Tokyo now with printers. In the years post-Jed era, after Jed started the idea of pop culture for printing. That's the situation now.
Yeah.
Those guys should be paying Jed royalties. Every printer in town now. They're not working on his designs, but they're working because of the new life that's been put back into woodblock printmaking through the use of pop culture.
Yeah.
And it all came from Jed Henry.
And that answers, incidentally, Zeki Gel's question. I'm guessing on reading. Sorry if I'm saying names wrong, but it says, is the demand of handmade prints growing or shrinking? Just answered it.
Well, up to 6 years ago, it was shrinking, of course. Yes.
Yeah, it was shrinking, but...
And now it's staggeringly exploded, of course.
Growing.
And I said, Jed, but it's part of us because we are showing people and talking and videoing and showing people are getting the idea what's out there. And the demand is, it's an infinite demand. I mean, how many people are on the planet, Cameron? What's the population of the planet?
We're over 7 billion.
Okay, well, I want everyone to have at least one print.
Oh,
so we have a way to go yet. So
we do have a way to go.
The demand is, it's not infinite mathematically, but it's essentially infinite in practical terms. So our job is cut out for us, So.
Yeah. Awesome Jossam, another new person joining us on the stream, says, I want to thank Dave for streaming his work. This is something he didn't even know about a few days ago, but glad to be here.
Thanks for joining.
R. Marty 1338.
All these names I've never heard of before.
We got lots of new people today, it seems. Says, can you expound a little bit on your question? Says, I wondered how he's able to know where to put the blade before applying pressure to cut. Do you mean, how did he get the black outlines on the wood, or how do you do something else? I don't know.
I'm not sure what the question is.
I'm sorry. So if you can explain a little bit more, we'll try to get you an answer to your question.
Am I in the right place and stuff on the screen? I can't see.
Yeah. Very good. Jumping way back, Kanji Cat 1 also asked about the big clearing chisels. Are they also rounded? Are they sharpened the same way, or is it...
There's no specific rule, actually. It's interesting. Many of the guys I visited seem to have really, really different types. There's no standard common pattern for that among the carvers that I've met. It's really interesting. I was quite surprised about that. Those clearing chisels are not specific to woodblock printmakers. It's, they're generic sort of woodworking chisels. Mm-hmm. And there's so many types of chisels available, like guys that are doing shrine carpentry, people that are making boats and stuff like this. And they're all really quite different on the back side. Like a carpenter's mortising chisel will be really straight and flat and sharp for making those straight corners on the mortises. We don't have any straight corners here. So what I've got, the one I like myself, and again, it's just my personal taste, not all carvers do the same thing, is I've got, it's like originally it was a mortising chisel, but I have sharpened it in a way that was similar to what I was talking about before. It's slightly rounded this way, and it's very slightly rounded that way as well. So it's sort of like a bullnose chisel, but it's not the same smooth, flat curve as a bullnose chisel. And the other surface is flat. It's hollow ground, but it's a flat surface. Yeah. And this is my taste. But a lot of carvers don't. For the larger, I think Asuka Sensei, the one he uses for his, he uses one, well, I don't have one to show you because I don't have one. It's similar. It's more similar to, if you imagine, he uses a wider marunomi, a scooping chisel, with a very shallower than this, with a very shallow curve, because he likes to scoop, sort of spooning it out. Yeah. And he uses sometimes without the persuader. He'll put his hand on the back. Yeah. So if I try and zoom out a bit, he sort of puts his hand on the back and does this, scoop, 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 scoop. You can't do with this one with this because it drives down too much and you need the physical power. Got it. But if it's more curved this way, you can control how far it digs in and scoops. Yeah. And I watch him say, that's kind of cool. I should try that one day. And I've been thinking that for like 20 years or so, but I should try it one day.
Try it someday.
So I don't know. There's less consistency among the carvers in this field when you get to the wider chisels than there is on the smaller ones. The cutting knife itself and the Aiski knives are very consistent because they're specific wood block tools. Right. The larger chisels, because they're not specifically for wood block, there's more variety available and stuff. Got it. So there's no specific answer to that. It then becomes, it's not printmaking at that point, it then becomes sort of general carpentry, chugging away larger pieces of wood. So, Yeah.
Ken Hallett jumps in and says that it's not just Jed's doing that's revitalized interest, it's the team of Jed and Dave. All of your use of social media and promotions has done a lot to help it gain popularity. Plus the Mokuhankan grew are a bunch of nice folks.
Well, thank you. Yeah, of course we're part of this, but one of my point in praising Jed was that it's his spark of creativity. And without that single spark, everything else follows from that. Yeah. What we're doing has followed from what Jed created, and then everything else goes from there. So I just meant to, make sure it was clear that this whole thing was Jed's idea, and we're part of the team, but he's the one that started us off.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
Suga-san kana?
Suga-san desu.
Good morning. It's Monday. I remembered to take your paper out today. The same, but 2週間前と全く同じ経験でしょ。I woke up, Ishikawa-san's paper. I've got to get Ishikawa-san's paper. もうまだ下着のままで上にいて、Ishikawa-sanのもの、はい。じゃあ、リラックス、朝ごはん。ちょっと待って。もう一人の怖い人いますから。そう。ちょっと。怖くなると、よくやります。
冷静に。
そう。
怖くなりましたか。
そう。
よかった。
She wasn't angry last time. I forgot to bring her paper out 2 weeks ago. She wasn't angry, but she was disappointed.
Oh, that's even worse.
I had failed her. So it's the two things.
今日石川さんも来るんですか？
そう、来るんです。
今日来るんだ。そう。
Worse than anger is disappointment.
Yeah, that's like when I was bringing up my kids. When they did something wrong, I didn't scream and yell. Yeah. Just they knew my face. They knew. I thought they were better than that. I was disappointed in what they did. Yeah. And later years, talking to Fumi-chan, says, "Man, that hurts so much. When you let me know that I had let you down, that sort of thing." She said that was so much more effective than any amount of yelling or screaming or whatever. So they let your daddy down. So
Yep.
I got pictures from my daughter yesterday. At last, baby's due. I think she said it was due on the 10th.
Oh, wow.
So we're now in the last week or so.
Yeah.
I'd been bugging her, like, send me some pictures. I haven't seen anything in months, And she said, well, your email doesn't handle blah, blah. I said, it does. Just attach it and fire it over. I can take up to 20 megabytes in my account. So she says, okay. So she sent 2 pictures on a little movie that her husband took from her iPhone or his phone, whatever it is. And she's due for a baby in a week. Yeah. And the little movie they sent was taken at a local driving range. And there it is. He's used his camera and she's putting golf balls down. Here's her club. Whack! And how far down she can go. Nice. And she's got a baby due in a week. And I'm like, whatever, that's, go for it.
Yeah.
But can you imagine Japanese? What? I mean, Nakamura-san, she's like, her jaw just dropped to the floor. You can't do that. You're going to have a baby. You're pregnant. You got to go and protect yourself and lie down and be fragile, you know. So.
Yep. People do different things.
Well, the general mood here, certainly in the last generation, is that a pregnant woman is a fragile thing and must be so delicately preserved and protected, you know. And I guess whatever.
And occasionally there are
at some level that's true. Of course.
Absolutely.
I'm like sarcastic, you know.
Probably not everyone.
You're back. How's it going? Hello.
Sashiburi desu.
Hello. Kazoku wa dou desu ka? That's good news, I guess. Is it okay? Good. Aoyama-san is back in town, so finally we're going to get a little bit more progress on the first floor. People were asking earlier in the stream, and I'm like, so.
Mark Roberry asks, if a young person wanted to do what Dave does and earn a living from their art, would you recommend studying a business course and work on their art in their free time instead of studying art full time, or something else? Any thoughts on that? Ohayou gozaimasu. Good morning.
Doi-san, hello. Well, that's a giant question.
Yeah.
I know. Really, without being flippant, that is a giant question. I can't give a comprehensive answer. I can maybe mention a couple of points.
Yeah.
That looking back now on what I've done, and we are sort of, if you can say, we have to admit we're successful. You know, This guy came to Japan in 1986 on a 3-month tourist visa. I'm not an artist.
Yeah.
I had rudimentary printmaking skills, and here now we have a 20-person giant workshop and fans all over the world. So the step-by-step process from that thing, you know, over the last 32 years has required a certain skill set.
Yeah.
And I got to be careful what I say here, because I'm not quite sure how much of this skill set can be trained or learned or should be part of what people learn in a college or whatever. I've had that skill set as a natural part of my DNA.
Yeah.
The part that let me do the carving, let me do the printing, allowed me to sit on a YouTube stool and say, good afternoon, this is David Bull. The programming skills, you know. So I hesitate to say that. If you've got all that skill set that I had, then yes, you too can do what I did.
Yeah.
But how much of that is innate and how much can be trained and practiced and learned, and how much is actually essential and how much should have been delegated to other people? You see where I'm going with this? I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. Some of it could be hired out, perhaps.
There you go. So I'm waffling a bit here. I really don't know. All I know is my own experience that I had that skill set, which honestly speaking seems to be a little bit unusual in having all those different skills.
Yeah.
And this is why I don't sit and say to young people these days, follow your dream, do what I did, and you will be successful.
Yeah.
Because if the skill set isn't there, or the ability to delegate or learn, then it's not going to happen. So this question needs a book to be answered, honestly speaking. And so I'm sorry I can't easily answer it, but that's just a couple of important points. You know, if you're going to do it all by yourself, then morning Kai-san, then you need a whole batch of skills. You know.
Follow-up question from another Jabroni 2000. How did you learn to program then, Dave?
Same way as I've learned everything. Self-taught. I started programming, for me, it would be back in 1977 or 78 or somewhere around there. I rented time on a time-sharing device. I rented a monitor, what they call it, a dumb terminal is what they used to be. And I had a modem, a little, you know, you put the handset in, bleep, 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 modem. And a company in downtown Toronto, which had PDP-7s, 3 or 4 of them, and they allowed people to rent time on them. So I had a timeshare slice of a PDP-7, and I didn't know what I was doing. Not the slightest idea. And the company down there wouldn't help. They just rent the time. Do what you want.
Yeah, do what you want with this computer.
So you go to a bookstore, you grab a couple of books, you go to the university library, you look at a couple of papers, you grab some of the computer magazines that were just starting to flood the market in the 1970s, and start.
Go,
But again, that's back to the same question you asked a minute ago, the DNA, you know. I'm the kind of person who seems to be able to pick things up kind of okay with a little bit of, you know, hunting around and
reading and practicing.
And I can't bear to sit in a classroom. It's just my character. I'm sorry. This is not good or bad. But to sit there 8 o'clock English 101 or comp science 101,
Yeah.
I just cannot do that. I just cannot do that. For better or for worse. So I don't know what it comes down to. If you have my DNA, you too can be as successful as me. It doesn't make any sense to say that. We all have our own abilities and skill sets. And I have created a world in which my skill set is you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is the chicken and which is the egg,
Yeah. The things you do require the skills that you have.
Yes, and which came first, whatever. Well, see, it is. I've chosen because stuff I failed at, stuff that didn't match my skill set. All through my 20s, I was a failure at everything I tried. Because obviously, in retrospect, it didn't match the inherent character and skill set.
Yeah.
But society these days allows us to fail and try and fail and try and fail and try. And as long as your personality is there, that, okay, well, that didn't work out. Let's try something else.
Yeah. A couple of people saying teaching oneself programming has only become easier too with the internet and higher level
Well, of
languages.
course, the access to information. Absolutely. I mean, I was working on whatever the assembler was called on that machine. I don't even remember the name of it. It's physically simpler these days.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Oh my God, high-level languages, it's crazy,
Yeah.
So you don't even have to think about memory management and whatever, the machine takes care of that stuff, so it's so much simpler. Oh, which reminds me, I know we can mention this, the Mokuhankan blog, the movable type software is gone to the place in the sky where dead software goes.
They were dead software.
I know, I had some time these evenings this week, so I couldn't work downstairs because Aoyama-san was not here. We now have our own custom blog
again.
seamless. It's up and running. All the modules are in place.
Wow.
And we have to write an email to the young man who's doing it, and we now have a complete blog CMS. Allows commenting, it allows uploading, editing. It keeps a table of contents. It runs the index page automatically, and it's totally
cool
in place. Totally in place. So.
Get Dave's DNA now. Limited time offer.
Well, various ladies at certain points in time have wanted my DNA. Let's leave that one alone, okay?
Yeah. So if you're afraid to fail or make mistakes, you'll never succeed. That's Mark Roberry's summary of what you said. Is that?
Well, I don't know. Remember, there are people who will happily go and be a salaryman and work in a constrained environment. Just a minute. I'm not saying anybody who's not me is going to be not going to succeed. That's not where we're going. The kind of life I've chosen for myself, which is not to be an employee, to go and do different stuff and go to a different country and try this and, oh my God, open a new business and hire people and whatever. That's not for everybody.
Yeah.
It might even be a very small group of people who are suited to that. I don't know. So it's not that.
Yeah.
That's what I was going back before. I do not want to tell a young person, follow your dream. For some people, it might be better to be in a relatively... Maybe Dave and Cameron, for example, you accepted a job.
Yeah.
You might be more happy doing this as rather than being the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You get what I'm getting at?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or maybe simply your stage of life at the moment. Let's get things worked out in your 20s and maybe later on when you've had more experience.
Yeah.
None of these things are static too. What I'm capable of now and what I was capable of when I was your age, not to be patronizing, is very, very different. So. You're what? You're 29 now?
8.
28. That's just when I was coming into life. Now, I started the first print when I was 29, and these things we're talking about now, this skill set was all developed and built and grew on me during my teens and 20s, So. But the 28-year-old Dave was a useless, just failure at everything he had done.
John Reese VT says, I learned my first programming on a TI-84 calculator, and even that was higher level than assembly. So you can start anywhere again. Use the tool you have. If you've got a programmable calculator, that's the place to do it. Just like you say about wanting to start carving. Use whatever wood you might have in your garage. So you can start anywhere.
if I had access to my grandsons, if we were living in the same town, if I had, like if I had them every weekend or something like this, we'd be working on Swift. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'd get a laptop like this and pull down the Apple developer kit, and we'd be building programs. Absolutely.
Cool.
What is she doing up there? Popping bubble wrap?
I don't know.
Oh, it's Aoyama sound.
Yeah. That's interesting. Barker Arts, so another artist on here, says, my grandmother used to live in a single-room house with a coal furnace. Too much coal and the furnace would explode and blow coal dust everywhere. Too little and it would go out. Self-criticism for artists is the same. You need some, but don't let the furnace blow up. Someone was asking about it.
Okay.
It's just kind of a funny analogy. I like that. The coal furnace that either blows up or goes out. You gotta find the right balance. That's fun. Are you on the 10 o'clock party? It is 9:31.
Yes, I am. So I've got to get going. So let's shut this down peacefully. Today's Monday, so there will be no stream tomorrow. And Aoyama-san and I are going to be up to our shirt sleeves downstairs. Is that thing coming next week, or it's the week after?
It's the 10th.
The week after, okay.
So, yeah.
To do the front of the building then.
Right.
And Aoyama-san doesn't even know about that yet, right? We have to talk to him about it today?
Yeah, I think,
okay, right, good. So tomorrow, Tuesday, for me, it's a normal. I'll be working on the print party room with Aoyama-san down there.
Oh, I did send him a message. And the 10th actually works out great because
Okay,
his son
so
has a
he's-
graduation or something on the 9th, so he's not going to come Monday. He'll come on Tuesday instead.
So he's good for that. All right, good. We're set up then. So the front of the building is going to be renovated next Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Not tomorrow, as in Tuesday, Wednesday, but next Tuesday, Wednesday. Good, good. Finally, we get some visible progress.
Yeah.
The neighborhood will see what's going on. Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will be off streaming tomorrow. Then I'll be downstairs doing construction. I'll be back here on Wednesday. This is Tokyo time. We'll be back here Wednesday morning, Tokyo time. And the job I'll be doing will either be continuing with carving on this block, or I'll be doing the color separations and work on the one you saw a few minutes ago, the next Patreon chibi print. It'll be one of those two jobs.
Okay.
Unless something else comes along and I'll be sizing or doing something that I can't foresee just yet. Whatever. Should I go over there for a minute then?
Sure. Yeah, someone wanted to see who is this carver, this mysterious carver here.
So should we trade? Oh, just come here. Hey.
Yep. Hello, hello. And
There we are. Okay, good. So look at the stream. Have you?
Yeah.
This is just yesterday too. It was so long. It took me like half an hour to read it at the end of the day. Yesterday was so much fun. Whatever. Explain it later.
Okay.
Links to old guitar players and stuff like this, and BBC programs from 1951. And
Wow.
It was really, really cool. Really good.
sounds like a fun chat. Okay.
Okay, guys. Yeah,
see
we're
you
off.
later.
I'll be off tomorrow for construction downstairs, and I'll be back here Wednesday morning, same time, same station. Thanks. Welcome to the new people, and thank you very much for joining us.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Hot mic.
Hot mic.
What should we say? Something interesting or nothing or whatever?
Something interesting.